What's going on, guys? OOTIKTAKOO here, and welcome back to the first video in the new series of Expos Explained. What does that exactly mean? Well, before we jump into the video, let me tell you, this is going to be a full video series. There's going to be 15 of them. This is the first iteration, so forgive me if we miss some things, but if you want me to add certain things, please let me know down in the comments below. We're going to go over the expeditions one by one, talking about their pros and cons, what's weak and strong, the spawn points, what you might want to bring, what the problem areas are, what bosses you will face, and everything else in between. The vast majority of my YouTube comments are that people are stuck at like CT10, CT11, and I think part of that reason is gear, and the other part is they're not learning the spawns of the map. Especially if you're on a Devastator, you really need to learn the spawn points and where everything comes from so you can use your abilities to the best of your ability. So that's what we're going to check out today. This is going to be the first video in Expos Explained. There's a lot to go over, so let's get into it. But before we jump into the video, think about subscribing. It really does help out the channel. And lastly, if you guys want to check me out at twitch.tv/roundedtiktak, we would love to see you there. I stream 4 days a week. Now, with that also out of the way, let's get into the video. This is Expos Explained Chem Plant. Expos Explained. So we have Chem Plant. Chem Plant's an interesting map. It used to be the easiest one to farm because the timers are so generous, but now they've nerfed those timers and it's become kind of like a gear check map. If you do not have the proper gear and you're not playing, and maybe you're playing a difficulty above your punching weight, you will struggle on this map. There are certain areas that are very, very difficult, and we will go over what you can do to solve these issues. Plus, we're going to show you 1 or 2 shortcuts within the map that will help get you better times. So with that out of the way, let's get into Chem Plant. Chem Plant has a very linear way you can go. I mean, all of the maps are linear, but there's everything in this map is one and done. You will kill certain enemies, something will spawn. Kill certain enemies, something will spawn. But there are ways that you can benefit from killing certain things first. For example, this sniper right here is the first enemy that needs to go once you spawn into Chem Plant. There are 5 other riflemen in this first area, and when you kill 4 of them, a first mini boss will spawn. This Juggernaut captain who just comes out of there once you kill the 4th enemy is a very tanky version of a captain. On top of that, you have to deal with 2 cutthroats coming from the gate, 1 breacher coming behind the captain, and another breacher from the gate. Once you kill those guys, or they're not an issue for you anymore, feel free to take out the Juggernaut captain. After you do kill him, you will notice these enemies spawning here. Luckily, there's a red barrel right there that you can blow up, and it will do a decent amount of damage, if not outright kill the enemies that did just jump down. Another thing to take note of this first area, you will be dealing with rocket snipers. And what I mean by that are they are certain class of snipers that have this little RPG on their back, and they will call down a missile strike that you have to avoid. Something slightly different, not a huge deal, but it is something to take into account. They like to do it as soon as the captain spawns and drop it right on your head. So after we kill these last enemies here of just riflemen, breachers, and that 1 sniper, we are done with the first zone. And if I'm being completely honest, most people get to this point. This is where it does get a little interesting. You have an option here. You can go right and deal with 3 riflemen that rappel down a rope right here, or you can go left. In my opinion, left is better. You have to deal with a ton of captains in this area, and being able to take one out nice and early, like this one, allows you to kind of free up yourself so you don't have to worry about ice orbs or shields or sanctuaries, whatever the captains might have. You have to deal with 6 breachers, as we just did, and then you have this next captain to kill. Once he is dead, there's an ironclad who comes up this ramp right here, and 2 cutthroats that spawn out of this tunnel up here. So we're going to take down the ironclad, which is probably the easier of the captains, and then we'll wait for these cutthroats to drop from this area. While we're waiting for this cutthroat to drop, though, we do need... Okay, so once you kill that rifleman right there, the cutthroats will spawn. Take these guys out easily, but we are also waiting for the 5 cutthroats that spawn down there to rush us. After we kill these, 7 cutthroats that spawn down there, you can move on to the map. Something to take note of. As you can see on my radar, there is an enemy somewhere behind me. There will always be an enemy in this area somewhere behind you. It takes the absolute most time from this entire mission to run back and get that one enemy. So do your best to kill them. After the 6 cutthroats are dead, you'll be forced to fight 6 breachers that rush you as well. So be able to just take these guys out, but just know they are coming, as breachers are probably the most dangerous enemy in the game. And once you get to higher tiers, are literally able to one-shot you. So from there, I like to go this way and work my way down here. From this spot in the map, you have to deal with a few things. Please be aware of this container here and the 2 that do spawn back here. It looks like one of them was blown up, but those containers will kill you more than anything. The next area is this. A bunch of enemies spawn from the big garage door, and it's 3 captains, a ton of cutthroats, and a ton of breachers. This is a gear check moment. If you do not have the proper gear, these 3 captains will basically just keep healing each other or using sanctuary. Again, it depends on what they have, but this is definitely something that you need to be prepared for. This door kills many, many people when they're not expecting to fight 5 different captains at once. So just, that is something to keep in mind, that once you get to this spot right here, dealing with 2 captains and a Juggernaut captain can be very difficult to do for a new player. Now that we have killed all of them in this room, we have these 3 riflemen here, and we still have an enemy all the way in the back that we have to take care of. Just eating away our time. That, you know, really, really does suck. But you have to deal with them in any way you can, as fast as you can. If you're playing a gun build, then, you know, it's a little easier, but if you're not, you're going to have to go back and use your abilities. This is an AP build dream. What I mean by that, if you have Earthquake, Impale, Pyromancers, Technomancers, whatever, when this door opens, let your things fly. This is one of the funnest rooms in the entire Chem plant. And speaking of fun, let's talk about the hardest room in Chem plant, and that is this. Once you open this door, you are met with 3 captains that almost always have sanctuary, as you can see. What I like to do if you struggle in this room is come to this right side here. These enemies are much easier. There's a lot less of them, and you only have to deal with 1 ironclad. This door opens up, and then once you kill those 4 riflemen, this door opens up. They have riflemen, breachers, and nothing too crazy, and like I said, 1 ironclad. Once you take down this ironclad, you will basically have the other captains pushing into the room. This is better because there's cover here, and there's a lot of enemies that are close by that you can heal off of and weave your abilities and your gun and your damage in between, and keeping your bloodlust up or anything like that. The captain we took out quite easily after using our endless mass, and we have 2 more captains to go. As you can see, it's 2 Juggernaut captains. We killed 1, then we killed the regular captain, and this is the 2nd Juggernaut captain right here. After this, you have 1 or 2 more riflemen to kill until another spawn point happens right there. Make sure, do your best to have an ability on cooldown or something AoE that you can take out these enemies as fast as possible. And then after that, this door opens up and we have to kill them as well. So let's just get to that point. Let's kill off these couple of enemies here, unless I missed the door opening, which is possible. And we will take them out. This part is the biggest secret within Chem plant. And although the game's been out for 2 weeks, every single time, and I'm not kidding here, every single time, somebody doesn't know about it if I'm playing with a random party. As you can see, we didn't miss the spawn, and they came out of this door. We should have been in a better position, but just know that after you kill this spawn and any enemy that is left in this arena, this door will open with like 6 riflemen and 4 cutthroats. After you take them out, come to this door here, and this is where the shortcut happens. two things that we're going to talk about. The first one is this spawn right here. This is the only spawn you need to kill. There's like 6 cutthroats and 4 breachers. Just get over here as fast as possible and kill them. And that's all we're going to do. From the actual garage door from the captains, however, you will have 2 more breachers that do spawn that you can see right here. So just take down these breachers as well, and you're going to see me leave. We do not need to kill those captains. I repeat, you do not need to kill these captains here. You'll hear that noise, the garage door will open, and you'll be able to leave. That will save you a minute of your time, which a lot of people probably come close to golding this, but lose in about a minute's time. That is where you're saving it. Second thing on this, while you're coming down this elevator, make sure you are shooting. Once you are shooting, these breachers will be alerted to you and you will be able to use an AoE ability and kill them all at once. Otherwise, if you do not shoot, they will be spread out among this part right here and just have a harder time killing them, especially if you're running an AP build that is focused on AoE. We press this button, and this is the absolute last part you need to worry about. We are going to have to deal with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms. The first one is easy, the second one's probably the hardest, and the third and fourth ones aren't that bad. The last one is the boss, but we'll get there when we get there. The first one is 3 acid spitters along with 3 alphas. Nothing too serious here. On top of that, from behind you, you will have this small broodlings to do their best to flank you and bleed you and try to take you out. However, all it really turns into is fodder for your mods or survivability. So don't worry about that first room. It's pretty easy. However, the second room is where I still die sometimes on tier 15. These damn berserk things, I don't even know what they're called. Behemoths are deadly. Combined with the alphas, they can stun lock you and basically end up one-shotting you. Do your absolute best to kill them from range if you can, or have some sort of survivability going that you can heal up from. Again, they do spawn the little guys that allows you to heal. So just make sure to interweave killing, healing, and doing damage onto the behemoth. Once you take him out, you will be met with 2 more captains. These are the flame captains and 4 cutthroats and 2 breachers, and then another cutthroat spawns on this side. So what you're going to do is not that. You're going to rush one of these doors, use your abilities, use whatever you have, and take them out as fast as possible. Kill the breachers as well, and then we have 1 juggernaut or flame captain left to kill. After this flame captain, it is boss time. This is a nice little window if you need ammo to go and grab ammo. Speaking of ammo, that elevator is the only area in the game that I usually do grab ammo. Grabbing ammo doesn't seem like a lot of time, but if you're going for speed runs, or if you really are coming up short on those timers, do your best to just grab the ammo that falls from the enemies. If you are running out of ammo, that basically means that you're not doing enough damage and you should probably drop your tier. All right, so we have a brood mother or brood matron to destroy. Again, you can see we are being followed by all the broodlings, and there are some acid spitters as well. The most important thing to avoid on a brood mother is this blue stuff. I don't even know what it's called, plasma. That will basically one-shot you if you stay in it for too long, especially on a higher tier. So use the broodlings to get any bloodlust or sharp eye or anything you might have on your build to be able to go up. Don't kill them all though, in case you need an emergency heal, and then take down the brood matron. The weak spot for brood matrons and patriarchs and whatever they is their rib cage. I know we can't see anything right now, but I will show it to you the best I can. So we're just going to kill these guys right here, and then when they roar, their rib cage is right there. Those ribs are their weak spot. It is not their armpit. I don't know where that came from. It is their rib cage. So take out the brood matron, and then take out the last couple of acid spitters. Remember to use these enemies as healing bait instead of actually a detriment to your run. Get your bloodlust up as fast as possible using the broodlings, and everything else is pretty easy. The hardest parts of this mission are the boss, the behemoth, and the basement. The longest parts of this mission is the second room, having to run back and get that one captain or that one rifleman that isn't dead. Work on those 2 rooms and your times will increase. Check out the right side of the basement instead of facing all 3 captains head on, and you will be in a much better position when you do have to encounter them. Remember about the elevator thing where you do not have to kill those 3 extra captains that do come from the basement, and just kill that top spawn full of cutthroats and breachers. That's really it. That's the guide for Chem Plant. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I hope this video helped you out. It was a lot of fun to make, so I cannot wait to make another one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like guides, gear, and gameplay, think about subscribing. It really does help out the channel. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one. Tic Tac out.